Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. This is Planet Crystal Studios and I'm Robert. And as you can see from my very fashionable scarf, we are celebrating the winner of Eurovision 2025, Austria. With a lot of points, don't ask me the amount, JJ with the song Wasted Love won the Eurovision Song Contest that was held in Switzerland. And I'm just now recapping. I'm trying to. Now I want to recap my experiences with it. Look, this is the one that I've got when I got my merch. It's beautiful. Along with a mug. I think I've already presented that in my opinion videos. Yeah, I'm here now to talk about my opinions about how the Eurovision Song Contest went down. Funnily enough, you can see Yarnaby in the back sitting on my Eurovision 2022 zip hoodie. And you can see Catnap a little bit down there in the corner. Yeah, how did I experience Eurovision? What do I think of what happened at Eurovision? And yeah, how are things going to continue? Let's talk about it. First things first, the semi-finals. I was watching the semi-finals up here in my attic office, where I really love watching Eurovision, because I can be a little louder than I can be at home, because at home, when I start shouting like miscellaneous country names, I get like shut down. And I don't like that. Therefore, I'm watching here in my safe space where I can yell all the country names that I like. And the thing is, like, I can remember how loud I yelled, for example, when Malta qualified for the grand final. That was a moment. Anyways, I really, really enjoyed the semi-finals. The semi-finals were great this year. There were no minor or major incidents in any way that I heard about. I read somewhere that during the performance of the Israeli song, I don't even know if that was in the semi-final or in one of the rehearsals or family shows, when she started singing, she got booed. But let's not concentrate on that. No, the semi-finals went smoothly. I lost some of my favorites along the way. Like, I really, really liked a lot of songs this year. Not as many as I liked in the prior 2 years, because there was a greater base of songs that I really enjoyed. But this year, I still had songs that I enjoyed, and I find it every year again and again, even though I give maybe not as many points to them, but generally I enjoy a lot of the songs more when they are performed to me on stage with a show with staging and not just listening to the studio version. That's the reason there are people who don't even listen to the studio version. They wait till they can watch the contest, which makes sense totally, but I can't wait that long. Also, then I wouldn't be able to make my videos about my opinions to the songs. But between live and studio version, there are sometimes universes, and I, have been mildly surprised by a lot of countries who sounded very good during their live performance and who really caught me, so that I was just like, yeah, I like this performance, I like the song in general. So some of the harsher pointings I gave in my opinion videos few days, like 2 weeks ago, some of them are a little bit harsh. Like, because I was still able to enjoy these songs that I generally wouldn't listen to in the studio version on the Eurovision stage. But this is always the case, like every year. So I simply ignore the fact that sometimes my points can be a little bit harsh. The thing is, when I give my points, I think I do this in the long run. Like, what happens with these songs after the contest? Am I going to still listen to them? Am I going to keep them on my phone? And if you don't understand what I mean because you're using Spotify all the time or another music streaming app, I buy the physical CD. I put the physical CD in my laptop. I create MP3 files, and then I put these MP3 files on the SD card in my phone, which means if I really want a song on it, I can put it on. And if I really don't want a song on it, I can just delete it off. So that I always have the base of songs that I always listen to or want to listen to, I want to have available. Of course, yes, streaming is better for having songs available at the tip of your fingers. But I personally, I like having the songs on my phone. And incidentally, today when I was on the bus ride home from work, I was listening to a lot of different songs from different years, going all the way back to 2010 when I started watching. And I was almost taken aback to how great I always thought the contest was and how magical it felt when I started watching. And I generally felt happy because this year's Eurovision generally made me very happy. Like, except that I am losing some of my favorites in the semifinals. This happens every year. For example, the milkshake man didn't make the cut. Maybe the milk wasn't fresh enough, I don't know. Or the caramel banana had spoiled. I don't know. The caramel banana in question was very prominently on display, by the way. Like, you cannot tell me he did not wear these tight pants. Like, it was not an accident that he wore these tight pants. So funny. What people especially found funny was that the semi-final started with Australia and ended with Finland, because both are more like on the sexual side of things. But somehow this is the fun of it. Yeah, I also lost Cyprus, one of my favorites, that I haven't really listened to ever since, I have to admit. Like, it's a good song with a good production value, but somehow it fell a little off for me. But I'm going to re-listen to my playlist, so I'm going to listen to it eventually again. Ireland, which is sadly to say for Emmy not a big surprise. Like, this song, it's cute and I liked it, but it was not right for Eurovision this year. Like I said, maybe this would have been suited way better for Junior Eurovision with the vibe and everything. But it was nice. It was nice, yeah. Those are just a few that I lost. There were other songs where I was just like, oh, why couldn't they make it to the final? So unfair. Like, Belgium's one of those countries. A lot of people take issue that Belgium has, again, failed to qualify, which is so sad, because when I started watching, there was generally a time where I thought, okay, Belgium's going to win this in the next few years, because I also want to see Belgium host a song contest. That would be so fun, because it's one of my neighboring countries, and when it's one of my neighboring countries, I would have the possibility to travel there for Eurovision. And since the next contest is going to be in Austria, where incidentally I do have like distant relatives, and when I say distant relatives, the family that lives there are the children of my grandma's brother. Extended, not even, it's like you get the picture. It's a family I don't regularly see or talk to. Not because I don't like them, mind you. It's just the distance, And I'm considering maybe I should like buy tickets and then go to Eurovision next year, because when I think back, one of my most favorite contests is the 2015 one from Vienna. Yeah, so I was very, very thrilled also when some of the other songs that I really liked made the cut. For example, Malta. Denmark. I'm in love with Denmark still. It's the only Eurovision song I know the lyrics to from this year, because I love it. And maybe it's a little bit early to admit this, because we're going to talk about Denmark a little later. But I want to tell you, if I had to pick a personal winner for this year, and I think maybe I could make a video about this, picking my personal winner out of the years that I've watched that didn't win but were my personal favorites. This year's personal winner definitely is Denmark, because even though songs like this one from Malta or Iceland, I really was thrilled when Iceland made it to the final. I was very happy. Nothing gets in touch with Hallucination by Sisso, because the song has a hold of me. Like, I think the last song that had a hold on me like that was Bulletproof by LaRue, which is not a Eurovision song, but it is a song that had such a hold on me that I taped the music video for Bulletproof, sat next to my television with the volume adjusted to just right amount, and play the song. And when the song ended, rewind, play it again. This is how I used to listen to music when I was a teen, because I didn't have internet back then. Yes, I know, sad existence. But I think this made me lots more sensible to being online, because I didn't get to do shit online when I was not mature enough, and now I can do shit that is at least responsible. Means doing YouTube videos, doing video games, doing my writing, and publishing it, self-publishing it. Anyways, my personal winner this year is Hallucination, because I can't get the song out of my head. This song is like a new revelation, as Sissel sings, and I think I'm going to listen to this song a lot in the coming weeks. In the Samsung Music app that you use to play the MP3s on your phone, in the 100 most played songs from my phone, Hallucination is the only song from the 2025 edition that is in there. Therefore, it's ranked the highest, not of all the 100, but of all the songs from Eurovision 2025. From the ones that I have got on my phone, because I also deleted some of the songs that I wouldn't listen to in the studio version because they just did not catch my interest. Something like Latvia, for instance, which was interesting to watch on the stage. I admit that. I was surprised when it made the cut to the final, but seeing it on stage, you got more of a feeling for the song. Like, listening to the studio version is like looking at a movie poster and then trying to decide if it's a good movie or not. You have to see it. You have to see it evolve, transcend the medium of just music. And this is what happened with several songs. Like, for example, I mentioned how I was very harsh of a Slovenian song. I think it was the Slovenian song, How Much Time Do We Have Left? What made me happy is, like, when before he sang his song, they were just like what the song was about, because his wife had this very rare cancer disease and everything quite sad. And in the end, and I really love our commentator for this. In fact, I think every commentator said it, but still, our commentator is very good, since the old one retired like 2 years ago, and the new one started last year, and he's doing a great job. I like listening to him. He's not condescending. He knows how to make jokes. He knows how to say something funny. But not in a condescending way. Like, I know people who would be very condescending commenting Eurovision. I would never dare to listen to them, because I hate it when people talk condescendingly over Eurovision. And he's very respectful with his jokes, in my opinion. Like, it's not something super crass or something inappropriate, something like that. And after the song was over, and the wife was with the singer on stage, and I think the most impressive thing that I had seen was that he was singing upside down, and I was just like, isn't that very anstrengend, as we would say in German? And then the commentator said that the wife was able to beat this very rare cancer disease that she had, that she survived it. And that was a point of relief, where I was just like, okay, this was not just a sad story played for votes. It was genuinely something that resolved. Because in most cases, it's something that happened to you and it is not over or ended badly. But this time it actually ended in a happy ending. And I like that. This is a contrast to the harsh reality of things not always playing out good. Like, unfortunately, that's also a song that didn't make the cut. But I grew to like the song, because, as you know from my opinion videos, I actually did not like the song at all, because it was another ballad. Yet it's a good ballad. So, and of course, one of the songs that made the cut to the final was Austria. Although I wasn't expecting this, because some people were criticizing the stage performance with a shaky camera, so people were confused about why the camera is shaking so much. Like, yeah, there was a concept behind it, but some people found it off-putting, like it distracted them from the song. But actually, I didn't mind. Like, I listened to it, and I was impressed that a young man can sing like this. Like, if I would try to get that high, I couldn't. Let's just say it like this. And I also enjoyed the hosting, even though I never had any connection to these hosts before. Like, I didn't know Hazel, I didn't know Sandra before. Some people took issue with Hazel's wooden exterior. Like the clothes she wore were very you noticed her. And overall, even though I didn't know the people, like I generally don't know the people who host the contest, with the exception of 2011, where I know 2/3 of the people who were hosting the contest. And I generally liked it. I enjoyed it. It was funny. It was not over the top. It had surprising moments. One of some of my favorite moments was like there was a Wicked reference with a guy painted green, and he was doing the battle cry from Alphabet, and they were singing a song about what was invented in Switzerland, all the things that were invented in Switzerland. The funny thing is, they were neither talking about Toblerone nor were they talking about Ricola. I wonder why. Maybe they weren't invented in Switzerland after all, who knows? If Denmark would have won, they could have sung about that they invented Lego or something, like, because Lego's from Denmark, you know. And I even also enjoyed that Petra Mjede joined them, because I love Petra. Petra is so funny, and every time I see her, I smile, because she is great. And I think maybe it was also a little consolation that she was there, because last year was such a dumpster fire, and this year surprisingly was not, up to the last few minutes. And I think she enjoyed being there for this little while in a contest that was not as broken. And the Swiss people, they did a great job in hosting a contest. Like, I really enjoyed the show. Another thing I also really enjoyed was the message from Celine Dion. A lot of people speculated if she'd be there. Eventually, she wasn't. But like, she sent a message. Like, she acknowledged that Eurovision was in Switzerland, and I think this is a lot. Like think about it. This woman has her own issues, you know. So it is nice that she did that. And they also had some former contestants who were singing Celine's song, and some other contestants in the other show were singing their own songs from 2020 that they didn't get to sing because of the pandemic. And even the guy with a name that I find stupid was there. The thing is, even though the name is stupid, he looks nice and has a good voice, so I give him that. And I enjoyed these performances as well. Nemo's performance stunned me a little, because they sung a new song from, I don't know if they have an album, I didn't check. And this song was, you can tell by the performance, very emotional and very personal. And it was not as much as enjoying it, it was taking it in. I think I'm bleeding into the final right now, because it's not actually in the semi-final, but still, you understand what I mean. Like, these are moments that are shining through in Eurovision this year, because they are memorable, they are fun, and they are breathtaking. And like, it was very nice also to see other Swiss contestants from a few years past, like the guy with a stupid name, Luca Heni, who also was in Eurovision for Switzerland. He was also there performing his song, and that was, like, the way it was put into the show, that was very, very good. Like, I am looking so forward to buying that DVD and putting it on my shelf. And that sounds like I'd never watch that again. The thing is, I do plan to make a Eurovision marathon, just not quite yet, because now after Eurovision I want to concentrate back onto my writing again. I'm going to get into the end of the video, if you like, and I'm going to recap some of these moments, because it was just, the only thing I can't recap is our commentator. Like, when he was introducing one of the acts with the men who were shirtless, he basically was just like, if you enjoy shows with men being shirtless on stage, then you're right here. And if you don't, why did you even tune in? Like, you can tell he's very funny. Like, someone posted that on Blue Sky and said he understands his audience. Deux points to our commentator. And I I really had to laugh when I heard this because I second that. I really second that. Like, if you don't like what happens on Eurovision stage, why are you even watching? Like, my mother, for example, my mother, she was just going through the channels and catched a rerun on the next day, and she saw Sweden, and she was just like, "What is this? This is garbage." Like, she did not like Barabarabastu. She did not like the sauna Swedes, who are actually from Finland. And a song she liked was Maman from France. She said that was a very beautiful song that she liked. Like, even my mother, who does not watch Eurovision, sometimes likes a Eurovision song. Anyways, and I have all these moments that I've enjoyed in Eurovision. Of course, there were one or two songs where I was just like, okay, I'm not looking forward to this. As fun as it is to watch a woman like being on a giant microphone stand, Ich komme was not my personal high of the show. I was just like, why is this happening? Oh, I also enjoyed UK very much. Like, that was a friend of mine said she is reminded of Mamma Mia 2, of the young friends performing together. This is what it feels like. And I second that as well because it's a very good comparison. And yeah, what I really didn't enjoy, and I also don't quite understand how it made the final, Estonia. I know, the song is incredibly catchy, and the guy is incredibly nice. I heard that, I see that, I just think his singing voice on stage was not as good as it should have been when it comes to Eurovision. And when it comes to the grand final, he finished third. Estonia's third this year with this performance. Like, his singing sounded more like a dad in a karaoke bar. And I don't want to be disrespectful, but it probably sounds like that. Like, I don't know. This was strange. Like, I'd have preferred other songs to rank higher. But talking about this, let's talk about the grand final because we're talking about points now. The first half of the points, the jury points, that was a fun bit. You know why? Me and my friend who I watched the contest with this year, we had an idea. I had the idea. I proposed it, and she just said, "Okay, we will do this." We were doing shots, but we were not doing any hard stuff because I usually don't really drink alcohol because, not that I'm strictly non-alcoholic, I drink it very rarely. I have to want to drink it, and I only drink, like, depending on what, I don't drink hard stuff, and if it's the light stuff, I only drink 2 or 3 glasses maximum, and that's it. I sometimes dilute it with water if it's something to mix, and I bought a shot glass for myself, a Sheep World shot glass with a little sheep on it, and it has a little bubble on it in German that says, "Men also have feelings, hunger and thirst," for example. And this was so like, I'm a man. I'm a guy. I find this funny. This applies to me. And this is why I bought it. When I bought a very cheap rosé wine that was alcohol free for this purpose, like filling up this little shot glass with the wine. And when it came to the jury points, the rule was every time Germany does not receive any points from the juries, like, I think according to the ESC Discord timetable for the grand final, this jury vote section took approximately half an hour. And this is exactly the time it took to empty the bottle. The entire bottle. And we each had our own bottle. My friend bought something else for herself that she eventually didn't finish because it had a bitter aftertaste that she didn't like. And I finished this bottle of cheap, alcohol-free rosé wine within this half hour. I lasted for 35 of 37 countries. Like, I had to do the last 2 with water because I ran out of wine. Because Germany did not receive as many points as they had hoped. One thing I have to admit, okay? The German song actually grew on me. I saw the performance in the semi-final and the performance in the grand final. It was way better than the performance from the national final. And the version, I think it is salvageable. Like, no, it's listenable. You can listen to it. You can enjoy it. It's not going to be your favorite song, but you can enjoy it. And I consider listening to Bala sometimes because this Eurovision version, the final one that they also put on the album, it's fine. It's okay. And the live version was good too. I give them that. I want to be honest and I want to be respectful. And Germany finished 15th, which is not better than last year. And there is a certain German TV legend who, I think, within his head, is not very satisfied with that. Even if he talks to the media, and it's just like, yeah, sometimes things don't work out. And like we got twice 12 points from two countries, like two countries gave us 12 points, like putting ahead the positive. Yeah, I know in his head, he's screaming, fuck, why didn't we win? We had such a good song. It wasn't enough. And I knew it. I remember in the video, I was talking about how I saw the German pre-selection and they were basically having a verbal wank fest about how awesome their pre-selection is and that they are going to score a good position. And yes, okay, 15th is not last place in grand final. That's true. Yet last year we were on 12th place, so we fell down again a bit. The thing is, in the end, you can't blame the singers or the song. Maybe the song. I don't know. But yeah, I called it. That's just what I want to say. This is my point. I called that our song is not going to win a flower pot, as we say in German. And it's good to know that some hunches are not wrong. Yeah. And still, I'm going to consider to listen to the German song sometimes because, yeah, a song can grow on you. That's funny. Incredibly funny. Yeah, then we had the other half of the points, the televotes. And oh boy, the televotes. Like I had a table, I downloaded it, I saw it, I think, on the ESC Discord of on Blue Sky, their Blue Sky account, but I can't look at it because I'm recording with my phone. Some of these pointings I take issue with religiously. Like, for example, and this goes back to the jury points a little bit still, Iceland did not receive any jury points. Like, come on, that's just unfair. Like, they cannot appreciate this number, which is totally awesome. I mean, yes, I know, not everyone's going to like the Icelandic song, but it was such a good vibe. Like, did you see the audience raving to it? I mean, they did receive points from the televote, but not receiving any points from the jury vote, that must be very sad. And they are also like second to last, I think. It's just like they're very far off, and I think that's not really fair to the two guys. Like, they had fun. And maybe they probably don't even care. They were just like, yeah, we were at Eurovision, we sang our song, we received a little points, and yeah, we made a great night. Don't know. Maybe that's everything they need. There are people, like I talked to people about Eurovision not yesterday, but today, because today was my first day of work after a week off, because Eurovision week. And some people think if you go to a competition, your first thought is that you want to win. I disagree with that. Even when you go to a competition, sometimes maybe you just want to have fun. And especially in Eurovision, I think having fun and like have a bonding experiences with people from other countries might be the price that you're not looking for. It would be for me, like if I were to go to Eurovision representing a country, whatever country, I wouldn't go there thinking about that I want to take this big glass microphone that might break in my hands home. It would be, I'm going to meet people from other countries and other cultures that I can talk to and can ask questions about the cultures, because as a writer, sometimes it's good to learn something about other countries and cultures. And I'm going to make friends and I'm going to make fans. And hello, isn't this the biggest prize of all? In my opinion, it is. I would be that person. I would be the person who says, I don't really care about winning in the first place. Winning is a nice effect, but it's about the experience. It's about representing your country. It's about being proud of your song and everything. Not everyone is like that, sadly. And like I said, there are people who think if you go to a competition, you think about winning. I think you don't always. It always depends on the person who goes. And also think winning shouldn't always be on the minds of people because then they grow. They grow. In German, we say verbissen, so that they are grinding their teeth into it because they have to positively win. And I don't like this. This is a arrogant stance that I always admonished about the German public in general, or the people who are responsible for Germany in Eurovision. By the way, the broadcaster who is responsible for Eurovision in Germany is going to change. It used to be NDR, which is part of ARD, which is a group of TV channels within Germany. The ones that are not by the state, but the rest, And it goes to SWR, which is a different TV channel from ARD. Let's see how they're going to do it, because they did it in the past, like I think in the 60s or 70s, because I checked on that earlier after dinner, because I was curious. I'm always curious to learn more about Eurovision. Where was I going with this? I had a point. Yeah, no, I know where I was going with this. And when NDR did all these things, and they did that since 1996, you, especially in the last few years, you felt this urge to win, to prove that they are doing things right. Having a good position just doesn't cut it. You have to win to show that you do the things right. The thing is, now that SWR is going to do this, I don't think that Germany is going to win next Eurovision just because they changed the broadcaster, the TV channel that is responsible for Eurovision stuff here in Germany. I don't think that this is to be the magic formula to winning. I just hope that the people are a little bit more humble. I think you have to be humble about it. You can't just boast around like, yeah, I'm going to win Eurovision because I'm the best. No. You shouldn't do it like that. Like, yes, you can say, I believe in my song and I think it can win, but you have to do it with a little modesty and a little honesty to yourself. Like, don't make yourself bigger than you are. That doesn't help. This turns into a TED Talk. Anyways, yeah, I took offense with that Iceland did not get any points from the jury votes. I also took offense with the little points that some of my favorites got, like Malta got a very little points, like something or 6 or 8, I think. I don't even remember. What I remember, and this is something that hurt me deep inside, Sissel's song only got 2 points in the televote. That hurt me. That broke me. I was sitting there and was just like, this is not true. This cannot be. Why are you so fucking stupid? Like, what did you even vote for? As the voting continued, of course, Germany eventually received their points. We had 77 points from jury votes alone, and then we had something, I can't remember. So that we finished 15th, like, better than nothing, huh? Like, I'm really sorry for the countries that really were, like, down at the bottom. Like, Spain also is very far down again. Like, I think Spain can do whatever they want. I don't know. Even though Esa Diva was such a fire song, and the singer was very talented. Like, I don't know what the problem is. Like, the thing is, not every country can claim that it is the most hated country in Europe, because people in Germany say maybe we don't win because Europe doesn't like us. The UK says the same. If Spain also were to say it, like, Europe can't hate 3 countries at the same time, can they? Because only one can be at the bottom of the page. Anyways, I was very intrigued to see, like, each country, we had seen the performances, how many points they were going to get. Then Israel received their points and jumped right to the top of the scoreboard. And a lot of people got very scared very fast. And a lot of people feared that Israel was going to win Eurovision 2025, which would have meant that the Eurovision 2026 would be in Israel somewhere like Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, something like that. And in light of the events between Israel and Palestine, you know the drill, a lot of people don't want that because Israel is in a very bad light, is in a very bad place in a lot of people's heads because of all the things that take place that have gone down. And that's why people don't want that. And it was up till the last points, the points for Austria were announced, that we were sitting there clutching our pearls. I don't have pearls. I have this very colorful necklace with a ring on it. We were clutching everything that we could get, and we're just like, because he was just 100 points short. He only needed 100 points glatt to win. And he received something way over 100 points. Not over 200, but over 100 points. And when the host started with the number with the 100, then we all knew, okay, it was Austria. And the collective reliefness of obviously, like the relief of everyone, everywhere, you could feel it. How everyone was relieved that Austria won the contest and not Israel. Okay. I received a notification from YouTube. Sorry, I was distracted by that right now. Anyways, and I am very happy for Austria that it has won. I can't exactly remember what I said about JJ's song because I think one of the things I took issue with is that with the high singing that it reminded me a little of Nemo last year. And I think usually the same formula doesn't work twice, like lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place. This year somehow, or this time somehow it did, because this song also made the cut and won the contest. And even though this was not my favorite, it also wasn't my most hated song. Therefore, I'm happy for Austria, especially since it's a neighboring country, and maybe it'll allow me to see Eurovision live for once in my lifetime. Like, I think once would be enough, although I think this is like getting a tattoo, which incidentally is also the title of a winning Eurovision song. When you have one tattoo, or when you get your first tattoo, and come out and see how it turns out, then you want more. Like, this is what one of my cousins told me, because when she got her first tattoo, she was scared that it's going to hurt and stuff. And then she was just like, okay, now I want more. And I think I think this is when you're going to Eurovision. You go to Eurovision and see it live and say, yeah, I want to experience that again and again till I die. This could happen to me as well. It's just a matter of money and availability, because I don't know if my job is always going to give me the Eurovision week off and maybe the week after that, so that I can come home and settle. Yeah, anyways. Regarding Israel, maybe some people are interested in my opinion about it. And I'm always trying to be fair. I'm always trying to be non-political, diplomatic even. The thing is, in all the years prior to this mess, I never minded Israel. I even had songs from Israel that I liked. Like, I was rooting for Toy to win by Netta, and it did. And the Eurovision Song Contest in Tel Aviv was a great one. I especially liked the visual identity with the triangles that from a certain angle like were a star. That was so beautiful. Because most Eurovision logos are circular. When you go back to 2010 and look at all the logos, you see that a circular theme appears again and again and again. This is also why I like this year's Eurovision logo and artwork, because you don't have this circle again. You have something else, you have something unique. This time it was something retro, and I think retro was the right choice. Like, there were people complaining about that, for example, the slogan United by Music, that is not on here. Oh, no, it's on the scarf. Wait a second. This is basically just 2 times cursive times New Roman. I don't care. I still think it looks good. Like, simple things can look good too, okay, people? So, my opinion, all the time ago, before it was a problem. I never minded Israel being in the contest. It was just one of the countries competing, sometimes having good songs, sometimes having bad songs, sometimes getting a lot of points, sometimes getting not so many points, depending on the song. And when all these problems started with Israel and people were chanting to get it out of the contest, I was undecided, because I was just like, it's not the people in Israel per se that are the problem. Like, of course, it's the government, it's politics, or it's politics. Even if Eurovision wants to be apolitical, it can't always be. And I was also very honest about my opinion about the song. Like I said, this year's song is not as good as last year's song because last year's song was better. And that's why a lot of people were confused, or are confused, that the song received the many points it did. And I read a discussion in a Eurovision group that I'm in about everything. Like, some broadcasters from other countries now want to look into the voting system and want to revise it because they feel like something is off. Because Israel's got so many televote points, like, this is weird to them, and this can look weird. There are people who say this could just be because people voted for it. Yes, of course. We don't know what happened behind the scenes, and maybe it's not even important to know. My takeaway from this is, if Israel is taking a peaceful route, which apparently it doesn't, it wouldn't be the problem. The thing is, the way Israel is now and what happens with Israel now, it's not just hurting the reputation of Israel itself, but also the reputation of Eurovision. And I think that is wrong. And not that I want them to be kicked out of the door, but maybe they should take a break and heal themselves. Come back to a point where people say, okay, you've did something to redeem yourself, which is pretty hard given the situation, I know. But I'm trying to reason a little, like, bear with me for a few more minutes. Maybe they should take a break and take the time to redeem themselves, because some things have to change in Israel and with Israel and the conflict. And until this change comes, they should take a break, because they are apparently going down and they are taking Eurovision right with them. And this is wrong. Like, they are hurting the reputation of the competition, and this is why there are people who boycott Eurovision flat out, because Eurovision supports Israel and supports genocide, which is, in my opinion, a very bold claim. Like, it feels like a generalization, like the generalization that if you say something bad about Israel, that you're anti-Semitic, which I am not, because I only dislike people if they behave like assholes. Especially when someone behaves like an asshole to me. Like, when you stay in front of me and you spit me in the face, I'm going to hate you. I'm going to try to kick you because I want revenge. If you give me a hug and if you're nice to me, I'm going to be nice to you back. Like, this sounds like childhood. Like, in childhood, you liked someone because he was nice to you, and you hated someone because she wasn't nice to you. I still do that, because I don't care about the color of the skin or the religion or where you're from. I don't care. Sometimes I don't even know. Some people, you look at them and you don't even know they are from a different country or religion or something else. But if someone comes to me and is an asshole to me, I'm not going to like them, no matter where they're from. So, and all that I can say is I really love Eurovision. Eurovision is something that I've discovered over 15 years ago, and it was something I never knew I needed. It was something that woke me, that healed me, and was there for me when I was in very dark places. Not depression, mind you, just the usual stuff of, I hate school, I hate the people in my class, I hate my life, I'm undecided about what I'm supposed to do as a job. Like, that was all the time. I started watching Eurovision when I was just like 15 or 16 years old, and now I'm 31, and I still care about Eurovision. And you know why I care about Eurovision? I think I pointed that out in my other videos as well. It's about music. I love music. Music is fun, and even though I am unable to make my own music, like I do sing a little, like not professionally or something. I like singing along to a song. My voice is decent. That's it. I'm not a great singer. I can't really write songs. I can't play any instruments. I can't produce music, but I can still hell enjoy it. And this is what I do. It was Hera Björk's Je ne sais quoi that brought me here, that I accidentally saw on TV while one of the semifinals was on. And it made me stick with Eurovision. Eurovision has provided me with some of the best songs that I've ever heard in my life, that even transcends artists like Ed Sheeran, Adele, Ellie Goulding, Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, Carly Rae Jepsen, that transcends them, that is on a whole different level than all these artists. And when I see that there is something that hurts that and puts it down, I'm not going to like that. And to be fair, I wouldn't mind Israel in Eurovision if it wouldn't hurt the Eurovision Song Contest. And since it does, I somehow do mind. And it's not that I'd want Israel not to be in Eurovision because I'm mean towards Israel. It is because I don't want Eurovision to go to a point where things can't be salvaged. I'm afraid of that. Because when you find something that you can define yourself with and that you can identify yourself with, and someone takes that away, you feel like like you have a void, like you're empty inside, like someone has taken an integral part of your personality with you. And I don't want that to happen. That's why I say it would be better for Israel to take a break in Eurovision, so that Eurovision can be not controversial for once, and that people don't have to root against a country. Like this feels wrong. Like this is tension. This is the wrong tension. Like having to root for a country or rooting for a country that you like the song of because you don't know where it's going to end on the scoreboard. That's a positive tension. That's the tension we are all here for in Eurovision. But a tension where we are just like, oh, please not that country, please not that country. This is the wrong kind of tension, people. And this is not what Eurovision should be about. And like I said, in my opinion, Israel should take a break and should come back after it redeemed itself. It's not a person. And I don't know if it can redeem itself, like redeeming itself after doing something so world-changing. Like, interesting question. Could other countries like Russia or Belarus redeem themselves after the things that happened? Belarus might, because I think the issue there was the freedom of speech problem in the country. But Russia is another chapter in Eurovision history, and I'm not sure if they can redeem themselves. Like, this is not a question for if you hate or like a country or the people or the culture or the politics. It's simply a question of how much should be or could be done to redeem oneself in the eyes of a lot of people when you've done something that has really, like, knocked down your reputation. Yeah. Oh god, this was very, very serious. Yeah, but I hope you understand why I like Eurovision. And I think maybe this is the reason other people like Eurovision too. Maybe also the people in Israel, or Russia, or Belarus, or Ukraine, or France, or Ireland, or Iceland, or Norway, or Finland, or Latvia, or Lithuania. Like, everyone has their own story. And the only thing that I want is to enjoy Eurovision without having to antagonize someone, because that feels wrong. I don't like to do that. Yeah. So, as you can see, I really enjoyed Eurovision this year. Apart from this few-minute window where everyone feared that a country that is generally disliked could win Eurovision. And this is not the energy that Eurovision should bring to your living room. So, what's next? Eurovision 2026, Austria. Austria's last contest in 2015 was magnificently beautiful. When I recently rewatched the beginning of the grand final from 2015, there was this segment about building bridges, because that was the motto that year, the slogan. And it had, incidentally, a Russian song in the background, What If by Dina Garipova. And I started crying, because this is the feeling that you should have with Eurovision. The connection between people and countries and places. This is the positive takeaway from Eurovision. This is what we all crave. This is what we all tune in for. This is everything we want. This is just a little honest plea to the rest of the world. Could you please do Eurovision like that? Could we just have a little happy Eurovision? Because Eurovision was created to forget that there was a cruel world out there, and that we still can celebrate together even if we have differences. And I would like to feel that sometimes. Yeah. Good. Talking long enough for 51 minutes about fun things and not so fun things. I'm going to look forward to the next Eurovision Song Contest. Like always, I'm going to buy the merch, I'm going to buy the CD, I listen to the songs, I have my opinions, I make my videos, I use my hearts. And the biggest heart of all is beating for Eurovision. Because Eurovision gave something to me I never knew I needed. It is somehow part of my identity. Not my whole identity, mind you, but a part of it. Because every time in spring, when Eurovision draws closer, I'm just a total nutcase. You have to get on my way. I'm just talking about Eurovision, about the songs I like, the songs I hate, about the logo design and everything. This is what I do. This is why I live for Eurovision. And I hope the people in my audience that are watching this video right now will understand me. And if you want to discuss, if you agree or disagree, you're very welcome to do so. Just stay polite, stay fair in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. If you say, sorry, I disagree, I can't see Israel redeeming itself. Yes, okay. It's okay for me if you think like that. And if you say, yes, I totally think that Israel can redeem themselves somewhere in the future, that's okay. And even if you're someone from Israel who's proud of the country and says, we don't want to take a break, we think we are great here, that's your opinion. I can't change anything about it. I might not agree with you, but I don't think you always have to agree with everyone. Good. I hope you liked my video and took something away from it, maybe something positive, maybe something that you can pass on, because I recently have learned that if you are nice to people, people are nice back and pass it on. And this is also what Eurovision should be about. If you liked the video and were able to take something away from it, why not give it a like? And if you like my channel in general, which would be weird because this is a bilingual channel. Most of the stuff I do is in German, like my games and my author content. But if you're bilingual or you want to learn more German, you're invited to use my channel as a tool. I hope I can help. Sometimes I'm not grammatically correct though, at least not when I play games and talk. When you read my stories, I'm aiming for grammatical correctness, you know. And yeah, if you like all of this and are interested in this and want to follow my journey as an author, as a Eurovision fan, as a gamer, as a person, a gay person, then you might subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Yeah, sometimes talking is hard. And yeah, that's it. The next videos are going to be in German again. Tomb Raider. And some author content is also on the way for the rest of the year. And the next English video is probably going to be the opinion videos for Eurovision 2026, the songs. And until then, good night, Europe. See you then.